family, we have another Patreon request. We got the human future. I thought he was going to say we're all going to die. A case for optimism. A case for optimism. Say what? The human future might have optimism included? Well, this is going to be a very interesting video. And we certainly don't need subtitles. All right, let's go. This is going to be interesting. Telling me there's optimism. What? Not the world I live in. We all would love to know. Mars. We all want Mars.
Humanity is at a tipping point. We stand at a crossroads of accelerating change unlike anything ever seen in the history of life. It feels as if the future could tip either way. Between utopia and apocalypse.
See, this is the world I envision right here. I'm sorry, I'm being dark, I know, but the way I see everything rolling, from one day to the next, what's been kind of happening the last 10 years, I don't know. Kind of all points to this right here.
The risks we face are daunting. But beneath the rampant pessimism for our future is evidence that humanity can not only survive the coming centuries, but thrive deep into the future.
Whoa.
No one knows what comes next. But there are three broad paths our future could take. The first is collapse. A major catastrophe threatens the downfall of civilization and possibly even extinction of
nuclear war.
The human race.
Nuclear war.
Second is plateau, where mankind averts collapse but hits an upper limit of progress. And third is transcendence, where humanity reaches its full potential, multiplies into the trillions, or transforms along the way into something entirely unimaginable. Envisioning these futures will clarify the risks we face and the promise we have as we step into an unpredictable new era for planet Earth and for ourselves.
The suspense is killing me. Okay, let's talk about what I think is going to happen.
Mankind is no stranger to catastrophe.
We cause it.
Our ancestors have survived asteroid impacts, ice ages, supervolcano eruptions, and deadly plagues, each time bouncing back to new heights.
Yeah, but that's different. That's natural causes.
But our biggest threats no longer come from the natural world. They come from ourselves.
There you go. Now we're talking.
Since the dawn of nuclear weapons, the threats of self-destruction have come to dwarf all others. By some estimates, the risk of causing our own extinction is over 300 times higher than extinction by natural causes.
Yep.
The Future of Life Institute identifies 4 main risks to our survival: nuclear war, climate change, biotechnology, and AI.
All created by us.
To comprehend the gravity of these risks, we have to envision their worst possible outcomes. The soot from a large-scale nuclear war could cool global temperatures by nearly 10 degrees and wipe out up to 63% of the population.
I'd say more than that, but all right.
We have made strides in reducing nuclear stockpiles, but there are nearly 10,000 warheads still in existence. Currently, we are on track to heat the Earth by around 2.7 degrees by 2100, which could displace over 1 billion people. But in the worst case, we could trigger CO2 tipping points and cause up to 12 degrees of warming in the coming centuries. Biotechnology has the potential to solve major crises like food scarcity and disease, but could give small groups of people the power to cause global disaster.
Like politicians.
In theory, the release of a designer pathogen could have an even higher death toll than a global nuclear war. But the hardest risk to gauge stems from AI. It's the first threat we've faced that we may not be able to outsmart. It could become a powerful ally. Or it could ultimately outcompete us for the world's resources and push humanity into obscurity. Navigating this new risk landscape will be the biggest challenge we have yet faced. And new, unknown threats are bound to materialize the more we progress. But despite the potential for large-scale human tragedy, few of these risks on their own are likely to lead to our total extinction.
I think there's going to be a way more powerful COVID. I think there's going to be another, like, COVID type scenario, but I know you guys must be like, damn, this guy is so dark. You're always thinking of the worst. But I'm just thinking, it's been through my mind, like, the next COVID, we're going to laugh about the COVID that passed. We're going to be like, that was nothing compared to what I have. It may not happen tomorrow. It may not happen in 10 years or 20 or 50. I just got a feeling it's going to, even more than nuclear war, I'm thinking disease.
In fact, we may be one of the least endangered species on Earth. Our sheer numbers and broad distribution have given us a geographical buffer against extinction. We inhabit every corner of the Earth, from desert to tundra and tiny isolated islands, which could act as natural quarantines in case of global disaster. Even if 99.9% of humans were eliminated in some catastrophe, 8 million of us would remain, more than existed for most of our history. And although we are slow to reproduce, we no longer rely on the glacial pace of natural selection to adapt. Technology gives us the power to adapt thousands of times faster than any other species in the history of life. Lastly, our generalist diets allow for a wide flexibility in food sources.
Big Mac, fries, and a soda. Oh. No, that would definitely cause extinction.
A trait that was critical to survivors of past mass extinctions. Ultimately, the threat of collapse hinges on one question.
Humans.
How resilient is civilization?
Yes.
How big of a hit can we take and keep going? The Black Death of 1347 killed up to half the population of Europe and 1/10 of people globally. But even this did not derail human progress, and it was followed by the scientific revolution just 200 years later. The same proportional hit today would wreak havoc on our interconnected global economy. But as long as our infrastructure and knowledge remained, we could still rebound and maintain an upward momentum.
That's optimism.
If we suffered a collapse steep enough to extinguish global industry, it would make for a much longer, more precarious recovery. And if we somehow lost the capability for agriculture and were pushed back to hunter-gatherer lifestyles, the Earth could only support 10 million of us. Our population as it was 100 centuries ago.
Wow, 10 million. Oh, it's Walking Dead. You ever see The Walking Dead? That's more or less what it, yeah, that's it. The Walking Dead.
At minimum, there would need to be between 100 and 5,000 survivors to successfully repopulate the Earth.
It's really not much.
Below that level, the bottleneck would be too tight, and we might never recover. To comprehend what's at stake, we have to confront what extinction would actually mean.
Can you imagine?
Our greatest threat comes not from a single disastrous event, but from the compounding effects of disasters that overlap and mix together in unpredictable ways.
Yeah. Multiple wars. Multiple disasters.
In 2009, two researchers conducted a thought experiment to see what it would take to drive humanity to complete extinction. Phase 1 sees a rapid crash in human population from global warfare and collapse of global industry and agriculture. Phase 2 sees the exhaustion of remaining natural resources over the following 2 centuries. And Phase 3 envisions a downward spiral of ecosystem collapse, punctuated by a supervolcano eruption, leaving the last remaining bands of humanity unable to cling on any longer.
Oh, don't worry. Me and you are dead way before this all happens. So, yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry.
Such an outcome would not only be tragic for the loss of life, but for the loss of future potential life.
Yep.
Billions or even trillions of our potential descendants would never materialize. Distant planets would go unexplored. It would mark the end of music, poetry, and art in our corner of the galaxy, and possibly in the entire universe.
Yep. It's a cool video. Sad, but cool. And roaches. They would be around too. Don't forget the roaches. Nothing kills a roach. Yep. Yep. he's not wrong. I mean, think of cavemen, then think of us, and think about what the next one will be. I get it. Why do you think we're so interested in getting to Mars and living there and building on Mars? Why do you think that is so important?
The Svalbard Global Seed Bank in Norway now holds over 1 million seed specimens for over 4,000 species of plant, which could someday be a critical resource for rebuilding civilization.
I didn't know that. That is, wow. That's cool.
But there's an even better place to build a vault like this. Some have proposed lunar arks that would store genetic samples in lava tubes beneath the moon's surface.
Oh my God.
Here, they would be protected from global disaster, erosion, micrometeorites, and solar radiation. But the best way to secure our long-term survival is to take the leap that no other life form has ever taken. To become a multiplanetary species.
Yep.
Once a self-sustaining civilization is established on another planet, the chances of our extinction will plummet.
Yep.
We will carry our flaws with us, and we will face new and unknown risks the further we stray from Earth. But it will be worth it. A sustainable interplanetary civilization will be the foundation for a long and prosperous future. But is this higher future actually in reach? Or are we at the peak of our powers? How far can we go?
It's a cool video, man. Real good video.
In theory, it's possible that civilization will hold the status quo for the indefinite future, avoiding both collapse and transformation. There could be unforeseen barriers that keep us in a kind of uneasy stasis. But in reality, plateau will be a temporary state at best. In the short term, exponential changes in technology and Earth's climate will force civilization into new directions. And the further we push into the future, the greater the disruptions we will face. In the next few 100,000 years, we are due to face supervolcano eruptions and a new ice age, even if we burn every ounce of fossil fuels and bake the Earth.
Oh, wow.
Without active climate management, the glaciers will have their revenge, as mile-thick sheets of ice steamroll huge swaths of North America and Europe. It's believed that around every 27 million years, Earth experiences a cyclical mass extinction caused by the sun passing through the asteroid-dense middle region of our galaxy.
Somebody keeping track? Are we up to 27 million? I hope not.
And around 1 billion years from now,
1 billion?
The brightening of the sun will make Earth too hot for photosynthesis, and the oceans will slowly boil away, snuffing out all life on our planet.
We kind of watched a video like this, if you recall. And everything happened. It's like, what will happen in a trillion years from now? And you think I was just kidding about all those trillions? I was not. Somebody actually tried to figure out what's going to happen trillion, just, yeah, that many years. Basically, nothing will exist. The entire universe will self-destruct, was their theory. So, yeah, that's a cool video too. You should see that one. That was crazy. But this is this is so right here. This part right here, I've heard this part before. Yep, it's the sun that's gonna destroy
Modern
the planet.
civilization will not survive these events without a deep transformation.
Yeah.
One option will be to let nature run its course on Earth and move to off-world habitats.
Mars.
Bishop rings are circular megastructures that could house over 1 billion people.
1 billion.
They could provide over 3 million square kilometers of land, as much as India or Argentina.
What? I didn't know that.
They could be built with lightweight carbon nanotubes, and their rotation would generate enough gravity to hold their own atmosphere.
Some people are pretty damn smart.
But if we decide to stay earthbound, we are not at the mercy of our planet. We have the power to write its future. Despite all the dangers we face, utopian futures are well within reach. And sooner than we might think.
Wow. Here we go.
To our ancestors, our current powers would appear godlike. But everything we have achieved so far may pale in comparison to what comes next.
Yeah, I believe it.
Since the Industrial Revolution, technological progress has been radically improving the human condition in every critical way. Worldwide, quality of life is at an all-time high.
How many people agree with that?
We don't perceive these positive trends as clearly due to our negativity bias, which evolved to make us extra attentive to negative information. But the forward momentum is undeniable.
He's talking about fake news. Fake news. Everything's fake.
Our course correction to a sustainable civilization now appears unstoppable. The costs of solar and wind energy are falling faster than expert predictions, making them often cheaper than fossil fuels. At the same time, converging advancements in AI and biotech are pointing toward a radical enhancement of human well-being.
Not for nothing. How about figuring out how to cancer? You know that thing called cancer. Can we cure cancer first before we go on to all these insane things? Can we just show me, just, I don't know, cure some cancer, just you got stage 4 melanoma? Take this pill and you'll be fine. In 2 months, you'll be good to go. Just take a pill every day for 2 months. Bye-bye melanoma. Something like that. Just something like that. Just, something. Just, hey. I mean, we're getting very drastic here. We haven't even cured cancer, so just saying.
Already, projects like AlphaFold are discovering structures of pathogens and treatments for cancer.
Damn, now they're reading my mind or something? Potential. Sound like that word, potential.
Far faster than humans could. There are over 10,000 diseases that are caused by single gene mutations, and gene editing tools like CRISPR have the potential to cure all of them.
All right, well, show me.
These upward trends are multiplying the human potential many times over. We are now the healthiest, wealthiest, freest, most educated, most advanced population of humans to ever exist.
Yeah.
If these trends hold, we could gain the power to regenerate limbs, eliminate all disease, and possibly extend our lifespans indefinitely, putting us on the brink of the most radical transformation in our history.
If somebody said to you, you could live to be 300 years old, would you want that? With your current life, the way everything's... I'm just curious, like, would you be like, no, I'm good. I'm good. No, 90, 89, 80, around that 90. Yeah, I'm good with that. 300, no, I'm good. I'm just saying, like, how you feel about that? It's not the first time I've heard that. Growing back limbs? I don't know, if we're talking about things that are going to happen 50,000 years from now, fine, okay, maybe. It's possible, sure. But, unfortunately, we're not going to see any of that. None. But that's all right.
Achieving these breakthroughs will require technological leaps that the human mind alone cannot make.
That's what you need AI for. I know.
But already, NASA has begun to use AI to design mission hardware, outperforming human designs by a factor of 3.
Damn.
It's also being pioneered in the development of cleaner biofuels and drought-resistant crops, which could be critical in the fight against climate change. And this is just the start. We are witnessing the beginning of an intelligence explosion, which could lead to an artificial superintelligence that far exceeds human capabilities, able to solve complex problems that have defied humanity. Aligning it to human values will be a huge and novel challenge. But it will be a vital step, not just for the enormous prosperity it could bring, but to counter the threat of malicious AIs. A safely aligned superintelligence should be a prime objective for human progress.
Yep.
If we can safely harness the power of AI for human betterment, then we can paint a utopian future our ancestors could hardly fathom. A future free of disease and hunger, where biotechnology has stabilized the climate and biodiversity.
Funny thing is, there's been movies like this, with this same scenario type stuff. Movies from like over 10 years ago. So people are already thinking of all this. The minds are going. It's just, remember we were told like in 1999, oh, it's the year 2000's coming up. Oh, we're going to see flying cars. People going to drive. You remember that cartoon, The Jetsons? Remember that cartoon, The Jetsons? Think about how long ago they were thinking of the ideas. But every time, you know how it works. It's like, we predict by 2025 this will happen. It doesn't happen till 2050. Like it's always like 25 to 50 years later when they say something's going to come out. But this, I know, I can't think of the movie. I think Tom Cruise was in this damn movie that I'm thinking of. No, it's not Mission Impossible. But he was in some sort of movie that was in the future, and that they had machines or technology that could basically control the atmosphere, control the oxygen, whether it's going to be sunny or rainy or like seriously. And so it's so weird to like hear this stuff. I get it though. They're all great ideas, but we won't be around.
Where abundant clean energy is developed in concert with AI.
So much like the movie
Where
I'm thinking of.
breakthroughs in rocketry and materials science have propelled humans to distant planets and moons. And where new tools for artistic and musical expression open new frontiers of beauty, experience, and understanding. And all of this could be just the prologue to an even grander future.
Look, that's New York City right there. In 3050. New York City.
If our energy use continues its exponential growth, we could eventually control more energy than the Earth itself receives, becoming a Type 1 civilization. A recent study shows this could occur as soon as the year 2371. And by maintaining 3% yearly growth, we would reach Type 2 in just a few thousand years.
Oh, that's
able
all?
to control all the energy from the sun.
There you go. While we still have a sun.
If our species survives until the death of the sun in 5 billion years, it could lead to the existence of some 600 quadrillion people.
Oh. Where the hell?
By colonizing space, vastly more still could come into existence. Something like 100,000 trillion people in the Milky Way.
It's a nice
but the
thought.
farther we spread into space and time, the more different we will become. It's possible that we will splinter into multiple species.
Think about Star Trek and Star Wars.
Each with a different tolerance for change.
That would be
Some
wild.
may choose to merge with our machines into a new hybrid species, rejecting natural selection in favor of technological evolution. While others may choose to remain fully biological. This splintering would mark the first time since the Neanderthals that more than one human-like species walked the Earth. And if we ever come to digitize our consciousness, human identity could branch into an infinite number of varieties.
It's going too much. Too much info.
As we grow into new, more powerful forms, we will eventually have to confront a profound question. What is our ultimate purpose in the universe? We could aim for the lofty goal of colonizing the entire galaxy, of becoming a Type 3 civilization and reordering the Milky Way to our own designs. We could aim to outlive the stars themselves in some 100 trillion years. But these far-off dreams are not for us to realize.
Definitely not.
If they are ever achieved, it will be by some distant descendant of ours. Evolved far beyond their human roots. Instead, perhaps humanity's ultimate goal should be a more personal one. To save the Earth, the little rocky planet where it all began.
Yep.
By pulling Earth away from the expanding sun, we could prolong the game of life by billions of years.
So you just got to figure out how to move the planet. Simple. Just got to move the planet. That's all.
This could be done by building a giant conductive counterweight on the far side of the moon.
What?
The process would take millions of years. But it would be a truly worthy goal. To offset the destruction we have caused and keep life flourishing for eons more. A final act of redemption for humanity.
And then they'll figure out how to make the planet spin slower. Wait a minute, do we actually spin? Oh no, wait, we do. We spin like this around. So remember when Superman, you guys remember the movie Superman, the original Superman, where an earthquake killed Lois? And Superman was so upset, he flew up into space and he spun around the planet so fast he reversed the rotation to go backwards so that the earthquake would go away. His woman would come back up. Everything was wonderful. And then he went back up. I mean, he actually, he spun it backwards and then slowly spun it back correctly and then came back down. Everything was fine. So you see, if they could figure out a way to slow down the rotation, then yes, humans could live to about 300 years old probably. But again, why would you want to be on this planet for 300 years? I don't know. Maybe if it's a whole other kind of planet. A whole other kind of planet. Yeah, maybe, okay. You'd want to be around 300 years. Right? But today just means, okay, so let me see. I'll retire when I'm about 290. And then I have 10 years left. So, yeah, just pay bills and taxes and work for about 250 years. And then the other remaining, not even 280 years. And then the remaining 20, you could retire and relax and no, thank you. No future is guaranteed. Well, that's for sure. You get hit by a bus tomorrow. That's true. Yep, there'll be a lot of suffering. I could see cities looking like that in the future. I could see that.
Only the worst case scenarios can stop us. If we can avoid them, we have the potential to seed a vast new branch of life that could outgrow Earth itself and spread across the universe.
I'm sure the universe can't wait. Like, oh, please, for the love of God, don't come here. Look what you guys have done to Earth. Please stay there. Please, for the love of God, don't come here. Please. Oh, that's all we need is humans all over the galaxy. Seriously. You know somebody out there is going, oh no, we cannot allow that.
If there is one lesson our history can teach us, it's to never underestimate the human race.
That video really did kick ass. Seriously. That was an awesome video. There was a movie, it's very interesting. There were a lot of movies with these ideas already. there was a movie. Can't think of it because I'm terrible with memories just shot. I get it. But there was a movie just like this in some sort of weird looking tube, just like this, where there was literally parks. I mean, it was enormous, and it was like human civilization inside a tube, and they were being flown somewhere that was going to take thousands of years to arrive in this thing, and they had to make sure that there was enough people doing the wild thing to keep reproducing. So by the time they reached whatever planet they were trying to hit, there was still some people on this flying tube. The ideas are there, and I'm telling you, these are movies from decades ago. It's so weird. So who knows, man? Who knows? This again, we won't be around, but it's possible. It's possible. We do have the ideas. Let's just check to see if you know how sometimes it's bonus. You leave a movie theater too early, and at the end you're like, "Oh damn, I should have stayed." Nope, I think that was it. That was it. Excellent video though. Love videos like this. They really make you go, hmm. I mean, it makes the brain think a little bit, you know? It's like, no, bullshit. Nah, wait a second. It's possible. We are smart. I have seen these ideas already. No, we're too stupid. We'll kill all of ourselves way before any of this happens. I mean, some dummy's gonna press the button, right? We're too stupid to get beyond, right? And they, no, maybe we're not. Maybe we're smarter than we think. Maybe we will get there. I don't know. All I know is in 50 years, I won't be here. So, and they're talking thousands and thousands and thousands. Remember, it's like only by the year 7,000, we'll be able to control energy from the sun. Oh, in the year 7,000? Oh, okay. About 5,000 years from now? I mean, you know, it's... Anyway, that's what makes these videos make you go, That's what makes them fun. All right, Patreon. Your request has been completed. Take care. Peace out. Have a good night. Great video, by the way.